Cultural identity is often perceived as a shaping force, molding individuals and communities into distinct groups. However, the true essence of culture lies in its creation by the very people who live and breathe in it. Hello guys, this is Shamario Itan, your discussant for this presentation. I'll be talking about the general topic assigned to our Group 6, while the specific topic I have is cultural education. The two learning theories that struck me the most are multicultural education and sociocultural theory. But first, let's watch this video clip I have prepared. Then afterwards, I would like you to type in the comment section what can you say about it. Okay, that's it. Imagine we're all sitting at the table, enjoying meal together. Then suddenly, someone starts slurping their soup really loud like in the video. What would you do? Some may try to ignore it, some may even make a joke about it, some may even feel a bit awkward or uncomfortable. It's interesting how we all have different ways of handling situations like that. Your response might depend on where you're from. In some cultures, slurping is a sign of appreciation, while in others, it's considered as impolite. It really shows how our reactions are shaped by our personalities and cultural backgrounds. But what happens when someone is exposed to various cultures, or when they find themselves in a multicultural environment? In such situations, individuals often experience confusion. It is either erase their former beliefs or culture, then learn to embrace the new one, or preserve their recognized culture and put aside what's unfamiliar to them. Exposure to different cultures can lead to greater empathy, adaptability, and understanding. It challenges our perceived notions and helps us appreciate the diversity that exists in the world. However, it can also be overwhelming. Navigating a multicultural environment requires an open mind and willingness to learn. It's about finding common ground while respecting differences. This ability to adapt and thrive in different cultural settings is increasingly important in today's globalized world. Hence, I welcome you, multicultural education. We no longer live in a small world. We are now accessible to any information, anywhere, anytime. If you don't accept it, you'll be left behind by the ever-changing world. This learning theory embraces differences between cultures. It advocates the beliefs that students and their life histories and experiences should be placed at the center of the teaching and learning process, and that pedagogy should occur in a context that is familiar to students and that addresses multiple ways of thinking. Dr. James A. Banks, as the father of multicultural education, he believes it is an educational reform movement and a process that ensures EFA, education for all. It is designed to bring transformation of school so that students from both genders and ethnic groups will have an equal chance to experience school success. In this theory, it is believed that five dimensions will improve academic achievement. First, content integration. Then, knowledge construction process. Next, prejudice reduction. Next is an equity pedagogy. And last, an empowering school culture and social structure. Although each dimension is conceptually distinct, in practice they overlap and are interrelated. Let's start from content integration. This deals with the extent to which teachers use examples and content from variety of cultures and groups to illustrate key concepts, principles, generalizations, and theories. It is integrated in their subject or discipline. The infusion of cultural content into a subject area is logical and not forced when this dimension is implemented properly. Next, knowledge construction. It describes teaching activities that help students to understand, investigate, and determine how the implicit cultural assumptions, frame of references, perspective, and biases of researchers and textbooks writers influence the ways in which knowledge is constructed. Students should become knowledge producers, not merely the consumers. It will be less talk for teachers. They will just facilitate as students construct knowledge. It is as if teachers give meaning while learner makes the meaning. Then, prejudice reduction. It provides lessons and activities to help students develop positive attitudes towards different perspectives. This clarifies misconception and decreasing biases. It activates decision-making to students before becoming aware of relevant facts. It's hypothesized that prejudice can be reduced by interracial contact if the contact situation have these characteristics. 1. They are cooperative rather than competitive. 2. The individuals experience equal status. And last, number 3, the contact is sanctioned by authorities or knowledgeable others such as parents and teachers. Then, empowering school culture and social structure, or simply empowerment. It reduces barriers of diversity as it transforms the classroom. It enables diverse students experience equality and equity. This provides continuation of the lesson that will avoid excluding any students uh, and connecting them. Last, equity pedagogy. This exists when teachers modify their teaching ways that will facilitate the academic achievement of students from diverse groups. This includes using variety of teaching styles and approaches that are consistent with the range of learning styles within the various cultural groups, such as being demanding but highly personalized. This ability to adapt and thrive in diverse cultural setting is increasingly important in today's globalized world. Our cultural interaction shape who we are and how we interact with others, especially how our world will become. Here are classroom applications. First is social justice campaign. At our school, I organized a short film festival where participating students showcase their talents in video making and editing. Through their films, they tackled important issues like correcting gender stereotypes and preventing discrimination and violence against any gender. It was on our third quarter, diskriminasyon sa iba't ibang kasarian. Lila Festival became a powerful platform for students to express their sana. Lila Festival became a powerful platform for students to express their creativity while advocating for gender equality. It also provided a space for open discussions where students could challenge harmful norms and promote a more inclusive environment. To connect in the dimensions, first, content integration. They researched the historical and contemporary issues faced by our culture or our school. Knowledge construction. Analyze how societal structures and media influences perception of the issues. Next, prejudice reduction. The campaign should aim to educate others about the issues, challenge stereotypes, and promote empathy. Equity pedagogy. It allowed students to contribute to the campaign in various roles that are aligned with their strengths. It can be researcher, designer, spokespeople, video editor, and more. Empowering school culture. Launching this campaign within the school, involving students, teachers, and the community in activities that promote awareness and action. Next is multicultural exhibit. In my class, during the second quarter, we explored limang dimensyon ng globalisasyon. To deepen their understanding, students were encouraged to interpret these dimensions through different art forms. Some students composed songs, others performed dances, while some created visual artworks or even stage plays and mimes. This approach not only helps students engage more deeply with the subject matter, but also allowed them to express their insights creatively. It encouraged a deeper appreciation of cultural traditions. So for that 5 dimensions of multicultural education, content integration, introduce students to various art forms, styles, and techniques from different cultures, connecting them to contemporary contexts. Knowledge construction, discuss how cultural identity and history influence artistic expressions, and encourage students to explore these themes in their work. Prejudice reduction, use art as a medium to challenge cultural stereotype and foster appreciation for the diversity of artistic expression. Equity pedagogy allows students to choose the medium and style that best suits their artistic talents, ensuring all students can contribute meaningfully. Empowering school culture. We posted on Facebook this little art exhibit showcasing the students' works, inviting the community to appreciate the cultural expression represented. The last classroom application is my usual debate, whereas they discuss their different perspective in a certain issue and its impact on various communities. In here, we explored epekto ng migrasyon, focusing the perspective of people from the place of origin and the destination regarding migration. For the dimensions, content integration, research the global issue or recall what happened in the issue, include its impact on different cultures and communities. Knowledge construction, encourage students to examine how the issue is framed differently in various cultural contexts and by different media outlets. Prejudice reduction, create respectful debate where students must listen and consider perspectives that differ from their own, challenging any perceived notion. Next, equity pedagogy allows students to choose roles. They can be the speaker, the researcher, or the moderator, suit their strengths and learning style. Lastly, empowering school culture. Conduct the debate as a public event, promoting awareness of global issues and cultural perspective. So that's all for the classroom application. To support the use of multicultural education, I have here relevant researchers. The first is local, whereas the researcher evaluated the implementation of kindergarten program in the division of 2 Agusan provinces, considering the different activities provided to the learners for their cognitive and values development. It was revealed that there is a gap between language and culture used in school from those used in their homes. Then, the other is a thesis of Mr. Edward Chung. He emphasizes multicultural education as highly beneficial for students across all ages and grades. School has been considered as initial environment in which children are exposed to peers from diverse cultural and ethnic background. Hence, it creates a place where culture and education can meet and intersect. Results shows successful teaching of multicultural education does not intimidate students with the idea of superiority or inferiority. My other focus theory is Lev Vygotsky's social cultural theory. I know we already discussed him in other perspective, but my take on him will be different as I will emphasize the cultural aspects within this theory. Vygotsky's social cultural theory suggests that our cognitive development is heavily influenced by the cultural context we are immersed in. He believed that culture shapes the way we think, learn, and interact. In this light, culture is not just a backdrop but a fundamental component of how we construct knowledge or how we learn. By focusing on cultural dimensions of Vygotsky's theory, we can better understand that cultural beliefs affect students' learning processes and experiences. According to Vygotsky, Individuals are born with biological limitations in their mind, but as we interconnect with different cultures, it becomes a tool of intellectual development that enables children to use their ability to adapt to their local culture. In this figure, you can see Vygotsky's model of cognitive development, which can be applied to understand how students in a multicultural classroom interact with new knowledge. It often occurs within the ZPD, or Zone of Proximal Development, range of tasks that students can achieve independently, bridging to tasks they can perform with the help of more knowledgeable others, such as peers or teachers. Let's revisit the scenario I have given you from the preliminaries. This simple dining habit illustrates how cultural norms deeply influence our behavior and perceptions. Just as we may need to adapt to our expectation or behaviors when encountering unfamiliar cultural practices, students in a cultural education learn to navigate and integrate diverse cultural perspectives. If not practiced, it may result to limited cognitive development, struggle with cultural misunderstandings, exhibit reduced adaptability, and miss opportunities for collaborative learning, all of which can hinder their social and academic growth in a multicultural environment. This is often due to the disconnect or differences between the curriculum and their cultural backgrounds, interests, prior knowledge, and experiences, which form the crucial inner layer of the model earlier. If teachers ignore this layer or not make use of it, students may feel boxed in or constrained as their cultural identities and experiences are not acknowledged or valued in the learning process. In the context of contemporary issue, or in Araling Panlipunan 10, applying Vygotsky's theory focusing on cultural aspects involves recognizing diverse prior knowledge and experiences students bring to the classroom. One classroom application may be is Current Events Roundtable, where I post a scenario or news article, then students will discuss by group their understanding and its implication to their respective perspectives. Then the class will propose potential solutions or responses. It aims to develop their understanding of current social and political issues, enhance critical thinking and communication skills, and also encourage informed civic engagement. Another is community project proposal. As my last requirement on my class, I asked my students to synthesize what we tackled throughout the school year and choose a concerning issue applicable in their barangays. They will research the issue, develop a project plan, and present this proposal to the class. This will help them to engage in identifying and addressing local issues and promoting civic responsibility and community involvement. Here are my supporting and relevant researches. First is the study on Africa, where their cultural practices affect their perseverance to finish schooling. They priority more the ceremonies or become too caught up with the situation and become distracted. It concluded that culture has direct impact on academic performance on the extent on which parents will invest in their children's education. It was seen that cultural practices affect students' perseverance to finish schooling. Then, next is a local study emphasizing that our positive values encourages Filipino students to engage in learning and strive for success. But this external motivation correlates academic achievement. To wrap up, here's a quote from Robert Allen. Cultural differences should not separate us from each other, but rather, cultural diversity brings a collective strength that can benefit all the humanity. Embracing and valuing cultural diversity not only enrich our teaching practices, but also create an environment where all students can thrive and contribute their unique strengths. Our commitment to understanding and celebrating these differences ultimately enhances our collective potential and benefit the entire learning community. Let us continue to build bridges through education, harnessing the power of diversity to create a more inclusive and innovative future. So that's all for today. Thank you for watching, especially to our professor, Dr. Jude Patrick F. Cabading. So this wraps up the report of Group 6 about psychosocial perspective.